Well, with the GST rationalization, there is definitely a lot of consumption fillip that we are seeing, demand picking up. But we're also in the midst of the festive season. And at the same time, you've got gold prices, which are at an all-time high. So the question on everyone's mind is, what happens to gold jewelry? Are people going to be buying gold jewelry this festive and, of course, the upcoming wedding season or not? And who better than Ajoy Chawla, the CEO of jewelry at Titan, joining in to answer exactly that. Ajoy, welcome to the interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
First, let's talk about the Indian love for gold. Where does it actually come from?
Yeah, you're right. Indians really love gold, and I think it's to do with our cultural heritage and the rituals. Because gold is an auspicious metal. It's a noble metal, yes, but it's auspicious for Indians because of its connection with festivals, with weddings, and something about gold has always, symbolized royalty in India. So maybe that auspiciousness of gold and the deep connect with rituals is what keeps it throbbing in our hearts.
It does. And there are fads which come and go in jewelry, but gold stays.
Yeah, and
right?
No matter what the price.
Yeah.
I think also it's an essential part of savings for a large number of Indians. Of course, today many Indians have their accounts, etc. But gold was the most effective form of saving for anybody, So therefore, the penetration of gold is virtually 100% in the country. One of those few categories which will have close to 100% penetration.
Yeah, absolutely. But I often think, and especially in times like today, where gold is almost headed to, actually it did touch 4,000 per ounce just this morning. But just wondering whether that's hampering demand for gold or not.
So I think the unprecedented rise we've seen, it's been in the last few months, it's been close to a 50% jump over the previous year. So with this kind of rise in gold, that has really stumped or stunned the customer. And anyway, since Q2 is usually not a festive quarter, and there are not too many occasions for people to buy other than after the festivities start, people have been a little, hesitant. So I think it has kept buyers away, especially at the lower price bands. And certainly in terms of absolute quantity, let's say the grammage of gold, that has also been lower. We've seen that even in Q1. I think the World Gold Council report talked about a 17% decline in April to June quarter in volume terms for jewelry consumption. I don't know what number they'll come out with. I suspect this quarter the grammage decline may be more than the decline that was seen in Q1. So yeah, I think it has kept people a little away.
Of course.
But with festival season beginning, we have seen that starting to lift off. Because now customers have got used to the idea that gold is going to be 100,000 rupees.
This is the new reality. Deal with it.
Yeah, it's crossed that 100,000 mark, 1 lakh per 10 gram mark. I think now people are kind of not expecting it to come down. So I think, therefore, you will again see customers come back during festive season and then wedding season. So they may adjust their budgets in terms of grammage, but they will come back. So when we look at customers, we look at purely buyers. We don't look at grammage because the customer's budget is not that flexible.
So like you're saying, customer spends have gone down. How is it that you at the jewelry segment of Titan actually try and reshape your business to try and keep the customers, keep them happy and give them what they want for the best prices?
Yeah. No, so I'll just correct you slightly.
Sure.
Customer spends have not gone down as much as number of customers in the market have gone down. Customer spends have, for those who are buying, are in fact spending a lot more not as much more as the price of gold, but certainly higher. The budgets are somewhat flexible, not entirely. To answer your question on what is tanishq doing to, keep the customer warm and excited, I think first and foremost, we have been working a lot on lightweight jewelry, reducing the grammage as much as we can. We've done a lot of interventions there, whether it's design re-engineering, product re-engineering. We've even come out with a gold alloy in 22 carat, which gives you, more hardness, so you are able to reduce the gauge. We have also launched 18 carat gold jewelry, which we are seeing good response to. In studded, instead of 18, we have started doing 14 carat, so you bring the price points down. The other thing that we have done in a big way is there's also volatility in gold. So people don't know if prices will go down, or that also keeps customers away. So we tend to offer best gold rate options for customers, especially ahead of a festive season. So they don't need to wait right till the end. They can keep buying, now or later, and depending on the price, whichever price is lower, they can exercise that option. And the biggest one, when it comes to gold prices going up, we have worked on is exchange. And gold exchange, we have been championing it throughout, but this season we have gone more aggressive on it. This to do to excite customers with some beautiful offerings this season or right through.
Yeah. And you don't think prices are coming down for gold in a hurry, are they?
I can't predict, because it's a commodity driven by international demand supply. Pretty much what central banks do or don't do determines the international price of gold.
Including the Fed now.
Yeah, so, also how much of risk management central banks are going to do determines. So many emerging economies have been hedging their reserves by increasing the proportion of gold. They're still at single digit, whereas Western markets are at 70-80% of their reserves are gold. So if central banks want to manage risk, they will buy more gold irrespective of the price.
And there is risk in the world.
There is huge risk in the world. So it's very difficult to, gauge what will happen. But secular trend in my mind is, I think gold prices, they may correct up, down here and there, but secular level, it will last 20 years. I was doing a math. Gold has grown 12.5% CAGR, which is like as good as equity.
Talk about the oldest traditional asset class in the world. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is a. So I think some of it is to do with what central banks are doing worldwide, and or a large part of it, not some of it. So therefore, it's very difficult to predict. So you should treat it like you would do for equity or mutual funds. Do an SIP. That's the safest way.
That's the next product you'll start? Yeah?
No, we are not starting. There are enough options in the market for that.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to talk about the younger customer, because we always talk about India demographics. Tell me, how is the younger customer behaving right now? They seem to be approaching gold sort of a little differently, more practical, less emotional, not really treating it as a saving. What are their consumer patterns like, or behavioral patterns like?
So there was a time when a lot of people used to ask us questions, will the younger people continue to buy jewelry? This was, I know, about 8, 9, 10 years ago. And, we didn't have an answer, but we said we hope so. And we carried on. And in the last 5, 6 years, there is absolutely no doubt in our mind that younger folk also want precious jewelry. We have seen the emergence of so many new age players, we have ourselves launched brands, we have acquired brands. Mia is a sub-brand of tanishq, which is doing exceedingly well. Carrot Lane we acquired as a digital player, and now it's an omni player in a big way. It's doing exceedingly well. And we see so many other players in the market who are catering to the young and modern segment. So clearly precious jewelry is still in. The difference that I see is that the younger segment wants more wearable jewelry as opposed to locker jewelry.
Yeah.
You know, so they are not that keen on the heavier pieces. They want something which they can wear to work. Also, the demography has changed. A lot more younger women are in the workforce today than 10 years ago. And even if those who are not in the workforce, who have chosen to stay out of the formal workforce, if I may say so,
Yes.
they still, their tastes and preferences have also changed towards something they can wear. So we see a lot more wearable jewelry, we see a lot more stacking. So they'd rather have their options and create their own stacking as opposed to be stuck with a heavy piece.
Yeah.
Even for weddings, they may pick up that one or two heavy pieces, but the rest of them are...
Mix and match it up with
yeah.
all that's available.
And when we talk about precious jewelry, then gold is an integral part of precious jewelry. So I don't see whether gold is not important to the young women. I think it is important. In fact, in the last, if I would say 3-4 years, because of the rise in price in gold and the attraction of gold, if I may say so, it's like a fatal attraction almost.
It is. Yeah.
So even the younger segment of people are demanding more gold. In our Mia stores, in our Carrot Lane stores, a lot of young people saying, how come you are not giving us more modern gold options? Diamonds, amongst the younger segment, certainly there's a lot more interest in diamonds and adornment, wearable, everyday. They're not looking for those big, chunky status displays, but they're looking for something which is elegant, classic, you know, very clearly something which goes with their attire. Something, and typically diamonds also give you a whiter look. So if they don't want too much of a yellow look, so that is very much there. But it comes with gold. I mean, there's no question that maybe the yellow look, out and out yellow look is not something they prefer for every day.
Yeah.
It's okay for dress occasions.
Sure. But that's where the big structural shift has happened, right? And I'm going to switch from gold to diamonds now. I mean, who would have thought that lab-grown diamonds will overtake earth diamonds, as they call it, in such a big way?
So I'd like to clarify. I don't think anything has overtaken natural diamonds. I mean, lab-grown have emerged as an option. It is still very early days.
It is early days, but
It's
you see
not
that
really-
around you, at least in urban centers, the preference, affordability, and the fact that it looks the same. You know, no one can really tell a natural diamond to a lab-grown. You know, the
That
choice
is true.
there, and people are making that choice.
No, you can't make out without using an equipment.
Sure.
That I agree. But I don't know, even if I look at a city like Bombay, which is really up there in terms of trends,
Cosmopolitan, yeah.
it's a very tiny fragment of the total diamond business. Very tiny fragment. There's a lot more narrative, perhaps a lot more media around it as well. And a lot more players have jumped in, backed by VC funding. But it's very less numbers yet. Industry data is, my understanding, it's very less. I mean, diamond, I would think it's about maybe about 2% of the total diamond studded business in the country.
So you won't call it a disruptor yet?
No, it's just another option which has emerged for people who want to acquire diamonds and who want to adorn themselves on an everyday
But
basis.
not pay as much.
But not pay as
Yeah.
much. And I think you will find both segments. In a country like India, the same customer may choose lab-grown for a certain set of occasions or for gifting or for... And she will prefer natural for another set of occasions and gifting. So I think in India, it is still, the dust is still to settle down. It's very early days, very, very early days. And nowhere near what you said. It's overtaking. It's a far cry.
I want to talk about, you know, the fact that Titan today spans the entire full spectrum, or tanishq. from ultra luxury worlds to, from Zoya to the very accessible Mia, and then of course the mainstream Tanishq as well. Do you now see Tanishq actually capturing the entire end-to-end market in terms of consumer demographics and preferences? And is that really the strategy to cater to all?
Yeah, our attempt has been to build a portfolio of brands which cater to different segments and need states. India is a very, very diverse country. Every 200 kilometers, the food and the language changes, right? The rituals change, the festivals change. And so it's very difficult to say whether we've covered all our bases. But as far as we are concerned, yes, there is Zoya, which is accessible luxury to luxury. There is Tanishq, which is the mainstream national jeweler, and it spans all the price segments. And then you have Mia and Carrot Lane. There could be a play for one or two more brands in the portfolio as we go forward. For now, this looks okay. We have also got a sub-brand called Riva, which caters exclusively for wedding occasions, and coincidentally, besides having products and campaigns, etc., and Riva zones in virtually all Tanishq stores, we also have now experimented with a Riva lounge format in Delhi, in South X, which caters to all the communities in one standalone Riva lounge store.
So what would be the growth portfolio?
I think everything is a growth portfolio. In a country like India, with the kind of market shares we have and the headroom for growth and the tailwinds for organized jewelry, every brand is a growth brand. Tanishq being the biggest of them all, clearly we see it as a growth brand. And despite gold prices being high, etc., I think we are very keen that we unlock growth from Indian lockers to, from investment in heirloom pieces to everyday wear. And that's been our effort in the recent exchange program.
And I want to talk about that because I believe for the first time ever, you have come about with this gold exchange plan. Tell me a little bit more about it.
So gold exchange plan has been in our as a growth driver and a lever for the last several years. It's not new. We do between 35 to 40% of our business through gold exchange, as in that contributes that much amount of our top line. People bring non-Tanishq gold. Tanishq gold, of course, we take, but non-Tanishq gold we take. Recently, we decided let's go even more strategic on it. We realized that it is an expensive proposition for jewelers to buy gold from customers and then, melt it, process it, convert it and give it back. It is an expensive proposition on all counts. But we, in fact, even had a strategic discussion in our board, which said, what will it take for us to get to 100% exchange gold? That was the challenge thrown at us by one of our senior board members, and because we were talking about we are close to 40%, and he said, when can we get to 100%? So we said we don't know whether customers are that open, and I asked the board, why do you ask for that? Because it's more expensive for us. They said it's good for the country, it's good for the planet, it's good for the customer, and there's so much gold sitting in our lockers.
Absolutely. So, do you see this 40% of gold exchange so far becoming 100 soon?
I don't know. Long while, because a lot of people like to also increase their total quantum of gold.
Yeah.
So they may exchange, but they may buy more than they exchange. But yeah, I mean, see, between non-Tanishq gold exchange and Tanishq, we are around 45 to 48%. So if we can get to, every year if we can add 3-4 percentage points, 5 percentage points, maybe, who knows, in 10 years time we could get somewhere. But I think The more we do it, in fact, government has tried a lot to get customers to unlock their locker gold and through gold deposit scheme, it really didn't work. But I think if we can combine it with creating excitement for the woman by giving her designs which are updated, which are exciting, refreshed, you know, and treat gold as a payment methodology. Don't, and in fact they save money, right? You're booking profits on your old gold. Because the price at which you might have bought or inherited might have been a fraction of what it is today.
Exactly.
So why not book profits?
Pretty much comes free.
Yeah, it pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know when that it's possibly a mythical dream to get to 100%. But the closer we get to it, the better it's for the country. If 750 or 20 tons can come down to 300 tons, why not? World Gold Council may not be happy about my statement, but why not?
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to also talk about is, just coming back to consumer behavior, because one has seen with rising per capita incomes, premiumization, the aspirational value. Is it also at play in jewelry as a segment?
Yes, very much. In fact, we talked about how the people have been little spooked by gold prices, and mostly people who are buying products in every day below 100,000, 200,000 rupees, below 1 lakh to 2 lakhs. But when I look at what is selling, the 2 to 5 lakhs, 5 to 10 lakhs, 10 to 50 lakhs, gold or studded, I think there is a lot of interest in products at the higher end. In fact, that customer, and I would probably say that they are the top 10, 20 million households in the country, has got a lot of buying power and is seeking self-expression. So luxury, premiumization, and premiumization at all levels, not just at the HNI variety, but also in the upper middle premium segment, is very high. We are seeing a lot of that. We are seeing it in jewelry, we are seeing it in watches, we are seeing it in eyewear, if I look at across categories.
The other big piece is just the way all our lives are everything into quick. Instant everything, instant delivery. And part of that success story has also been how many gold coins get sold on some of these QCOM players during the festive season. How does Titan then foray and increase its presence into digital? I mean, you've already done that somewhat with Carrot Lane, but does it extend itself to other portfolios too? Yeah,
I'll come to digital. Just before that, I thought, see, during festive season, the tendency for people to think of it is it's a time when people buy coins and all of that. Yeah, sure, the percentage has been going up gradually over years. But more of that is to do with, gold being seen as an investment instrument we spoke about initially. But the big thing during Diwali and festive is people want to wear good-looking jewelry.
Of course.
That's the big story.
Yeah.
That
in
doesn't
cities,
go.
That's the only time you dress up that way.
Now coming to your question on coins. See, quick commerce and coins is a natural partner. We are experimenting with quick commerce also through Mia jewelry. We have to see how well it does. I'm not sure how it might do well because it's a very giftable item. Again, it's most of what Mia sells is around 30,000, 25, 30, sub 50,000. So maybe for those price points it works, and maybe for Shaya it can work, etc. But coins is something which is like a commodity. Sure, there is a trust element on which brand you buy and purity and weight and everything. But it's something that you buy as a shubh purchase. If you don't have time and energy to go and buy a piece of jewelry, you'll say, okay, let me buy some coin now, and later on I'll convert it into jewelry. So coins works as like a currency of preciousness and auspiciousness. So I think coins, we've experimented it's been now what, 2 Akshay Tritiyas and 1 Dhanteras. It started off as a small pilot with Big Basket, and every time we run out of Big Basket, people told me that we run out of coins within the first few hours on Dhanteras or on Akshay Tritiya. So they've been upping their quantities, and I think quick commerce is a surprise on most categories. Don't be surprised if people start buying jewelry on quick commerce, even though it might be in a lower price
Low
band.
price band. Yeah.
But coins is a first starting point, and I think it's because very giftable, very easy. You just want to buy something for your
And
family
you get what
member.
you see. I mean, there's no
You get what you see. You
design
don't have to try it
element
out.
in Huh? You don't have to
You're
try
not
it.
sure if it's, as you said, when you were saying if it's about 1 lakh or 50,000, 2 lakhs, even for a 1 lakh coin, 10 grams, it's okay. But for jewelry, they want to try it out.
Chaliya, on that note, a very happy Diwali already in advance, and I'm sure it's going to be a happy Diwali for Titan as well.
Yeah. I think the festive season has begun well. And, that sentiment which was a little depressed in...
I think with the GST cuts, there is that lot of buoyancy. People are going out there, buying more. The feel-good factor has come back.
Exactly. And they know gold prices are here to stay.
So now deal with it.
So you might as well enjoy the festive period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.